Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We're back with another What Sold. This should be part two. Last week was the last video was awesome because we had that big Vectrex bot going out for 250 bucks, which was awesome. I got good feedback on that one too. The buyer was super happy, so always cool to find something like that. If you ever see a Vectrex out there, definitely look it up. It's probably worth good money still, I'm sure, when you find it, and they're hard to find, but if you can get one for the right price, it might be worth your time. But it's always cool to find those kind of rare bolos and just kind of store it back in your memory bank in case you ever see it. This video has some good sales too. I also sell a vacuum, a pretty expensive vacuum. And I have some clips in here about me packing it up and how the shipping goes and everything like that. So I just have that in there to kind of show you guys a different perspective, since it's a little something a little bit bigger than what I'm used to shipping, and maybe if someone who might be uncomfortable or not sure if they want to ship something that big, it kind of has some clips in there along the way. So for those of you who are more experienced, don't even bother. You can skip it if you want, but for those that might want to hear it, it's in there as well. And there are a lot of sales and stuff to look at too, so hopefully there'll be something for everyone. But hope you guys are doing well. Hope your families are staying healthy and safe. Hope sales are picking up, or at least staying consistent. Usually this is the time of the year for me where I start to see a bit of a slowdown the summer, and then it picks back up around as school starts and everything like that. But this year has been a crazy year anyway, so we'll see how it goes. And sales are still kind of maintaining right now. We're off to our best start ever for a year, but we're only about halfway through, so we'll see kind of how things go from here. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Hey everyone, we're back with another What Sold for the weekend. Pretty good weekend here, guys. 45 or 46 sales, something like that. We have one that's a potential problem because I accidentally damaged something, so hopefully that'll work out. But the rest of it is all good stuff. And let's get going through this because it's going to take a while. So a Harley Davidson, this is like a Hawaiian style Harley shirt you'll see on the screen. Paid like 10 bucks for that at a thrift store. I paid up for it, but it was a nice Harley shirt. Finally sold for 54 shipped. I think it was on sale. Not positive, but I think it was. This is a military, like a woodland camo one, the digital type camo. Small, regular is the size. These ones don't do as well. Ended up selling for 22 shipped, something like that. Here is a Mountain Dew, like a pair of swim trunks. These sold for, or board shorts, something like that. They sold for like 17 shipped. I think they were 50 cents at a garage sale. And then another small regular. This is a desert camo one. This one ended up selling for, I think, 17 shipped on the best offer. Most of those end up going either just first class at like 5 bucks or so, or if they're a little bit higher, they end up going to the padded flat rate. This is a Pollyanna board game by Parker Brothers. I left the tag on it apparently. I just saw it earlier, or at least one of them. $1.99 at Saver. It's a beat up box. It ended up selling for like 80 shipped, which is a crazy good deal. So that was awesome. This game was also from Savers, and I also left the tag on. This one was 10 bucks, but I got 20% off. This one ended up selling for 40 shipped. It is complete, but I was hoping to get 50 for it, but the prices seemed to come down on it, so I was just happy to get rid of it. God Bless America puzzle. This was, I think, 2 bucks at a garage sale, and ended up selling for 16 shipped or something. And it's probably gonna go right over that a pound mark. So we won't make a ton of money there, but I'm happy to get it out of here. Rummy Royal, this always sells well. I think this sold for like 33 shipped, something like that. It's just a little pad for a little Rummy Royal game. These always sell if you can find them for the right price. I usually list mine a little higher. You can usually move them for about 20 bucks, and they sell like really quickly. Monopoly Parker Brothers Boutique Edition. This one is not new. Some of the parts inside are sealed, but the rest of it's not. This ended up selling for like 50 something shipped, 60 shipped on a full price sale. The funny thing about that was I got an offer of like 25 or 30 bucks on that, and I declined it, and then the next day it sold for full price, so that was cool. Scrabble Deluxe. This one sold for like 36 or 30 something shipped. I usually end up just bubble wrapping these and put them in a large poly mailer, and then shipping them out FedEx, like anywhere from like 12 to 14 bucks or something like that. So we make a little bit of money. This one was only 2 bucks, which is usually where I want to be, 2, 3. No more than 5 really. And then I might try to sell them for at least 35, so after the shipping ends up working out. City of Ember book set. This was a storage unit guy thing. I just threw it in the bucket. It was brand new sealed, and it sold for 25 shipped. Trivial Pursuit. This is from the $1,600 toy buy. It is brand new, but the box is damaged there in the corner. That one ended up selling for like 20 something shipped, 24 shipped. So we're not going to make a ton, but it was an easy listing and it finally sold. A couple of DVDs. This one probably would have went for more. Girl on a Motorcycle. Apparently it's a very risque movie, I guess. Ended up selling for 24 shipped used. It sold like within a 10-hour time frame, and there was one other comp that had sold for like 20 something shipped. I think one listed for that, but I probably could have got like 40 shipped if I would have waited. Age of Empires Gold Edition. This one sold for 10 shipped, something like that, so that's okay. 2 Seasons of Teen Wolf. These were actually returned once before. They sold for 14 shipped. I listed them the first time as seasons 1, 2, and 3, I guess. I don't know what I was doing, copy listing, and they got returned, and then I resold them for 14 shipped, so pretty good. Portnoy's Complaint, whatever, never seen this movie, but this is an Archive collection by Warner Brothers. This one sold for like 10 or 11 shipped. This is a PSP Go cable component. This one sold for 14 shipped, brand new sealed. More of the RIT rust remover, a little stack of 5, sold for 25 shipped, so that's our second one to go. We spent 30 on a whole bag. There's probably 150 to 200 different boxes of this. There's 2 different styles, and we've sold 2 sets of 5 so far for 25 each. They go first class, I think, when it's all said and done, but it'll be a great deal once they all sell, but it's going to take a little while. Marvin the Martian, little rock here. Asteroid, I don't know what it is, but this was in the $1,600 Lego and Toy Buy, and this one was just loose in there, and it sold for like 26 shipped. There were no real comps. I just listed it high, and I think it sold on sale. Magnavox, the Universal Remote. I've told you guys before, Universal Remotes actually do sell. This one was brand new. It's not a crazy one, but it sold for like 20-something shipped. But even some of the used ones can do really well. This is a DS Lite, a red one. Sold for parts. It sold for 14 shipped. Some more of this HP page wide yield. I've gone over it before. Paid $5 for it at a little discount store. That sold for a best offer of 100 shipped. I will take the sticker off. I took it off I think the one in the listing, but the other ones I didn't take them off when I put them away. The GameCube controller, yellowing to the thumbstick, but it works well. Sold for 30 shipped. This is a Leapfrog power cord. I think I just had a whole bunch of cords one day, and I got it because there was some HDMIs and stuff I could use, and I found this in there, and then I ended up listing this, and it sold for like 13 shipped. So, and it's a light one, so it's actually going to go first class. A little PSP game, the Yellow Avenger SpongeBob, sold for like 6 shipped. Natalie Wood collection. This is the first one. You guys may have seen, actually there's the second one. You may have seen the rock t-shirts where I bought a bunch of rock and roll kind of tour shirts and vintage shirts and a bunch of DVDs and movies and records and everything for total ends up being $735. I bought it from one of my sources. Actually that motorcycle DVD and then this DVD set, Natalie Wood, this one sold for 18 shipped. Those are the first 2 things to go, followed by this. The Power of Habit was in there. This sold for 12 shipped. Sold within a couple hours, so good deal there. So that's all from that big buy, so we're just starting to make some money on it. The Millennia and these are from the big manual buy. Millennia 1999 Mazda wiring diagram and a workshop manual, section 4, brand new sealed. I don't know what they sold for. Somewhere between around 15 shipped, I'm guessing. They didn't go for a whole lot, but they will go medium mail. This Mercedes manual right here was from a different buy. I bought, I don't know, 10 Mercedes manuals for $40, and this one sold for $28.50. It's one of the last ones I have left. This is from the $500 manual buy. This is a Celica 84. I wanted to get like 60 or 70 or $80 for this, but I ended up taking the best offer of 60. It's kind of beat up, but I knew the Celica one would sell. There's definitely a market for it, but someone offered 60 and I felt like just getting rid of it, so got that out of here. Here are some TRS-80 microcomputer news magazines. These are from the Tandy deal that I bought from Storage Unit Guy. These sold for like 40 shipped for all of them. This is Babe and Babe 2, kind of a little risque there cover. That they're like little Dark Horse comics, I guess. They sold for like 14 shipped. They're pretty light. There's only a couple of them there, like 6 of them or something. Here's a Liquitex color set. I actually paid $15 for this. I don't even remember to open it. There we go. I paid $15 for this. It comes with some paints. Most of them have paint in there. But I sold it just as a vintage set, and it sold for 45 shipped. There was some more paint stuff, and I thought there'd be some of value there, but the rest of it ended up being just junk. Here's another Summer Waves pool cover. This one sold for 45 shipped. I grabbed the box that was kind of damaged. It's not poked all the way through, like, I mean, kind of is, but not all the way down this line. So I'm gonna have to actually grab the other one because I think I had 7 of them. I listed a quantity of 6, and I happened to grab the one that was damaged, which I was gonna sell last. But this sold for 45 shipped. I got 6 or 7 of these plus one of the other kind, and I got a bunch of filters, and I paid $70. So they end up going like pirate ship or FedEx home delivery almost every time. They're not actually that hard to ship because they're heavy, but they're really pretty condensed into just this little box. So here are some cassettes, some Hispanic, I think, cassettes. I don't know. Those Buckies? I don't know if anyone might know who the Bookies. I'm sorry, but I don't really know. But I saw them in a big lot that I had bought, so I lotted them together. I had them listed at 60 or best offer, and someone said, what was my best offer in Spanish? And then I said 40, sent them an offer of $40, and they took it. So I was super happy about that. Hopefully they'll enjoy those. Here is like a Grammy Bear or whatever from Care Bears. This is a vintage one. The Grams. I don't know what she's called, but I paid I think $11 for like 20 Care Bears or something like that, and this one sold for 25 ship, 24 ship, somewhere in there, and it's light enough to go first class. And then lastly, we got some stuff on the ground. This is a Medela Pump and Style Advanced, just the pump, no charger or whatever, sold for 30 shipped. And then we got 3 sets down here. These are some MREs, guys. These are like the military meals. This is a menu of 1 through 12, but it's missing number 11. I paid $5 for this. It sold for 110 ships. So these sell pretty well depending on which one you have and what's kind of going on. Sometimes the market online is a little bit oversaturated, and they'll drop down to like that $50 or $60 range. And then if for whatever reason people are really trying to buy stuff or prep or whatever, then you end up getting a little bit more. So 110 shipped. Sometimes you can get like 150 if something crazy is going on, and then people are like getting a little nervous. They'll start buying these up, and the prices will go up. But 110 is pretty good for that. They are heavy. That's part of the problem. They go for a lot more because they're heavy to ship. This is a Miele Delphi. I gotta clean that up a little bit in there. Vacuum. This was part of a storage unit guy. It has the hose and everything right there. It comes with the vacuum bags. This one ended up, like I said, I bought, I think, $360 worth of stuff from storage unit guy. This was a throw-in at the end to make the deal. He didn't really put much value on it. I said, hey, I'll take that vacuum if you'll meet me at, I think, $350 or $360, whatever it was. He said sure, and I ended up selling this for $200 shipped. Luckily, it all kind of comes apart into smaller pieces, so we should be able to actually get this packed up nicely into a box and probably ship it out FedEx. Plus, it's going to Oregon, so only one state over, which is why I kind of took the offer of $200. And lastly, these are the items that I'm a little concerned about. These are Final Fantasy figures. These are from the $1,600 Lego and Toy Buy. I took a best offer of $100, which would be fine, but we have 2 issues. This figure is not supposed to be detached. There were a couple that were loose. He was loose, and then this guy is loose, and he's still loose, but that's okay. She was completely loose, but she had a gun here. Oh, it is there. Okay. I thought we lost the gun, but it's in there. So we're okay on the gun. Scratch that. But he is now all the way detached. So I'll have to message the buyer and make sure they're cool with it. Obviously, I didn't store them well enough. That was part of the problem, and they got bumped around a little bit, and I don't want to ship it out if the person's going to be angry. I know I might be opening myself up to a partial return, but I'd rather be upfront and honest about it because obviously it's not going to come exactly how it was. So we'll talk to them, we'll see, and then we'll get these shipped out. But I did take 100 shipped on these. They're not actually worth a whole lot for figures for having this many, but I'm just happy to get rid of them. I'm really trying to finish off with this Toy Buy. It's been great, but it's taken up a lot of space, so I'm happy to start moving them. So if you guys have any questions, though, go ahead and let me know, and I'll let you know if there's any more stuff in the next clip. Okay, guys, we're on the floor here. I figured I'd do a little demonstration to kind of show you guys some things if you're going to sell a vacuum, kind of what to look out for. Because I know some people might not want to sell it, and honestly, it is a lot of work, and you got to have the right price and be able to know how you're going to ship it and everything like that. So this is just my experience. So this is that Miele vacuum or Miele vacuum. What I've already done is kind of taken it apart. I've already started bubble wrapping, and I didn't think to the video till afterwards. This is the canister here. It's just wrapped in some big bubble a couple times over, not too much, but just a little bit right there. Here is the rod or the wand or whatever it's called. This actually is longer than this, but this one had an adjustment, so I shortened it as short as it could go, and it got into just, you know, like a little little over 2 feet or whatever that would be. Here is the head unit here. That's just attached from the wand part. A thing to look out for on these, which a lot of people forget, you got to clean this guy down here. When I had this thing, it had a bunch of hair and like yarn and different things wrapped around it. So you really got to get that clean. That might alone be enough for some people not to want to mess with these, but I just took a little razor blade and just kind of cut gently, not to scratch the little spinning rod there, but just to kind of cut the hair, and then pulled it out. It's kind of gross, but I did get it all cleaned up. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. You got to be careful with that though, because if you don't do something like that and you sell it, and it might very well work, it's easy to get a return or somebody wanting a partial refund, or something like that, bad feedback. So it's something that you might overlook because you test it out, it works good, you clean it up, and you forgot to get down that. So make sure you do. I haven't wrapped up the hose yet. I got to clean up this little piece still. There's like some little little hairs and stuff there. Not as bad, but we'll kind of clean that up, touch it up a little bit. This part obviously attached to the wand and then down to the canister part here. So I just unhooked it on both ends, and there's like a little plug attachment that plugged in. Super easy. This is one of the vacuums that's pretty nice because it breaks down. And if you look at it, we only have to have a box that's big enough to hold all that, and then we can fit the hose and stuff and everything else on top. So it's still a big box, but when you think of a vacuum, sometimes you're thinking of probably a bigger box than that to pack it up. So what you want to look out for with these, like I said, if they break down, that's the easier way to ship them. A lot of people also, though, will end up just parting out a vacuum, because you could maybe sell this hose piece, you could maybe sell the little head unit here, the wand, the base. You could kind of part it out and maybe make some money that way. That's another option. This was just a really nice working unit. It was in pretty good shape overall, so I decided to keep it together. And since it broke down so easy, I figured it wouldn't be too bad. So that's just kind of my tip on there. I'll probably show you guys when it's all packed up, and then maybe we'll see what the shipping costs when it's all said and done. Okay guys, and here we are. It's kind of all packed up, but we'll kind of unravel it a little bit. This is just the void fill I use. You got the head down there and the canister next to it. You got the hose on top. You got a box of bags. They are open, but the bags are still in there. And then down there you have the wand is down here on the side. So not really much to it. We just throw all this packing on top of it, make sure it's nice and secure. The point of void fill is really to make sure nothing moves around. So this is just the stuff I use. It's just that cheap kind of like printing paper. I get it from the box. There's a link in my affiliate links if you're interested, but find something like that. Doesn't weigh too much unless you use too much of it, but we'll pack this up, shut it up, and then I'll be able to show you guys what it ends up costing to ship it. The box size is around like a 26 by 17 by 15, somewhere around there, so we should do okay. And this is just a random box I had bought some stuff from a guy from, and all the stuff was in this box, so I ended up reusing it. The thing about the bags, though, if you are selling bagless vacuums, or vacuums with bags, if you're selling bags, it doesn't matter, but you may want to include a bag if you have it, or be sure to say you don't have a bag if it's not going to come with one. I try to make sure mine are included. That way when they get the vacuum, they can use it right away. If you don't have something, they have to buy something else or whatever. Sometimes that can cause some frustration or issues. So I try to include at least a bag. If they're cheap, I'll order one. Or if I have some, I'll put them there. Or if the one in there is kind of halfway decent, I'll try to dump it out as much as I can and kind of leave it in there, and then put a note they need to buy other bags as well. But either way, it's something to look out for, and I'll show you guys the next clip to see what this is going to cost. Okay, everyone, we're back with it all packed up. It's not taped shut yet, and I might put a little more packing in, but here's the box, and it's on the scale at about 22 pounds. It's going to end up going above that by the time I put the tape on and finish up the packing, so I'm going to mark it at 23 pounds. And if we look over here, sorry for the shaky camera work, but at 23 pounds, a 26 by 17 by 16 package, and those are rounded up a little bit too. You got a home delivery charge of $28.77, so not bad to ship this bad boy.